And now, guys, we came to the central park of the New York City, and this is really my fault that I actually never thought about the fact that it is now becomes dark pretty early, and when we finally came here from the Wall Street and that area, became dark here. And now here I can see the scenery which I would easily find even in the city of Ufa, in the capital of the Republic of Bashkortostan of Russia. In such a darkness, it seems like nothing special here at all. Well, my fault, but in the same time a lesson. Also at 7 p.m. today, actually already like now, I announced on my Facebook meet up with my subscribers, and at least one person, Adam, he confirmed that he will come here. I'm waiting for him now because I am ready to wait for even one of my subscribers, you know. You're from New York?
No, I'm from New Hampshire, about 4 hours north of here, in the woods, far from the city. So normally I wouldn't have been able to meet you either, but it just worked out. I landed from Moscow and here you are. It's perfect timing. I came straight from the airport. So
you came to the airport on your car?
Yes, my car's parked over there.
We arrived to JFK airport as well.
Excellent. Yeah, we took the same flight, I'm sure. Aeroflot SU-102.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Sure,
Boeing 777,
yes,
right?
Yes, Boeing 777, yep. GE90 engines.
Yeah.
Yes, great plane.
You know, it was not the best idea to meet in a central park in a dark time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you should have seen some of the things I've done on my other trips. You learn and you correct it the next time.
We can go to, let's say, Heartland restaurant. It's in the Empire State Building.
Ah, all right.
And that's just the place where some days ago when I came, I have met with Paul Campbell and his wife Beverly Campbell.
Yeah, I saw that.
They are making the Real United States video blog. Yep. And even though the place located in the Empire State Building, it doesn't seem like, you know, like a luxury place or so, just a normal place.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to go there.
Yeah, so we can go there.
You have to turn around. It's about 2.7 miles, which takes 21 minutes.
It is really reminds me in many ways Moscow city. It's different by the architecture, but I mean just many in common, just the spirit of the city, you know.
Yeah.
It's both cities are big, you know. Both cities are big. A lot of traffic.
Yes.
But you know, it seems like in Moscow, it's more jamming than here.
Yeah.
But that's because of a different organization of the traffic, and I think that really from this point of view in Moscow they have what to be learned of, because I really love this one-way system, you know. It seems like it helps to unload the traffic more than a traditional system when almost all the roads are both ways, you know.
Definitely. It's a well-planned city.
Maybe the advantage of the New York City is that this is a more younger city than Moscow.
Yes.
And so historically this city was easier to plan. Because what about Moscow? The landscape and all the I don't know, everything how it's there. Actually, many things is that because of the history. You know, this is the city that you can read like a book of history, many different epochs, and same about the roads. From this point of view, Moscow were planned out of what they had historically.
Yes.
And the moment when New York City were planned from the very beginning, and already in that time when, however, the people who were built this city were smart enough and had an imaginations about how the city must be. So maybe that's the reason.
Being a more modern city, yeah, it's got, I don't know, more modern design. This is a lot older than Moscow. I mean, a lot newer than Moscow. Moscow's a lot older.
Yes, Moscow is more than 800 years.
This city is not.
This one based in 1664.
When it was first
yeah,
settled.
more than twice
Yeah.
younger than Moscow. What's really different from Russia, especially if you talk about the smaller cities, is that here is you guys really love big cars.
Yes.
You know, way more Jeeps and SUV.
Yes.
SUV is pretty popular here.
All around us right now.
Well, you know, in Russia, if yet you can find the Jeeps, the big cars like Toyota Land Cruiser, you know, Toyota Highlander, and so then SUV is even more rare thing for Russia. But here it is everywhere. You guys really love the big cars.
I saw a couple Tahoes and some Suburbans when I was in Moscow, but now SUVs are not normal in Moscow.
Yes.
And in Europe in
yes.
general. All right, I think we're in the right area. The GPS says we are. Red light. Now it's just a matter of finding a place to park. Wrong side of the road.
Do you think that such yellow cab taxis are usually more expensive than Uber here?
Yeah, probably. Maybe not anymore because Uber is killing them. Uber is making them drop their prices. But back in the day, yeah, these were expensive. They took advantage of tourists, for sure.
Same about Russia. When Uber coming now to the Russian cities, what they do is just drop off the prices, and I'm sure that works in loss for like a year. They can let it to themselves, and it's normal. It's normal. They are just. It's like, you know. It's a controlled work in loss. That for a long period. That during this period to kill the competitors.
Yes.
Such regular companies exist only for maybe like older audience, like older people who are not too much familiar with how to deal with the applications, and so
Parking. The guy's probably gonna have us hop out of our car and then we park. It's a manual. Nobody in America drives a manual, except me. Left to park.
you mean manual transmission?
Manual transmission. That is very rare in America.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has automatics.
But in Russia, it's more often you will meet the manual transmission, and that's mostly because of the price. Because when you buy the car, if it's the manual transmission, it's usually much more cheaper.
Same here in America, but people are getting so lazy. I guarantee you, pretty much every car here is an automatic. I love manuals. They're a lot of fun.
Hey guys,
How you doing?
could you open your trunk for inspection?
Yeah, sir.
Are you trying to take a picture of me?
It's open. You just gotta manually. Yep.
Hi, what are you leaving?
When are we leaving? 5 hours?
5 hours.
Yeah, maybe a little sooner.
1 o'clock a.m.
Yeah, probably sooner, but
Okay.
it's a manual transmission.
Leave the key in the car.
Alrighty,
Shut it off and leave the key in the car.
you got it, sir.
Don't forget the key, please.
All right,
Thank you.
that's it.
Heartland restaurant. It is located right in the Empire State Building. Let's get in.
After you, sir.
Finally got the time to talk with Adam. He's just came from 10 days trip to Moscow, and as soon as he came right from the JFK, he came to the Central Park where we have met. One of the ideas of why I came to the United States to see what we have in difference and what we have in common between Russia and the United States, and of course to meet as more people who are watching my my channel, Real Russia, as it will be possible. It is always interesting for me why the foreign guys are watching my show. What you find interesting in it. So certainly, what about you?
The difference in culture. We're two very different countries. Very, very different countries. And I've always been interested in Eastern Europe. I've toured from London to Kiev and finally Moscow just the other day. And just today I left. And I don't know. I just like it. It's a very unique culture and very historic. And your videos were a big insight into...
So, first of all, you've got interested in Russian culture, Russian history. And so you have started like digging for an information about this. And so that's how, in the first place, you have found my channel.
Your channel. I've been watching you for a long time. Quite a long time.
What's the most interesting things you marked for yourself in Russia and Moscow?
Differences in attitude, maybe. Russians seem more serious to me. I've noticed that. Americans are a little more happy.
Oh yes, this is like a stereotype, but probably not stereotype. That Russians, it's not that they are serious, but we just have a saying. We have even a very popular saying in Russia. If you smile without the reason, it's an evidence of your foolishness. In Russian, it sounds like смех без причины, признак дурачины. Really, if you will smile like without the reason, like just smile. So really, many people will just not understand you and will feel like maybe you're just or you know like crazy or maybe drunk or so.
It's just a cultural difference. There's nothing right or wrong with it.
But if people are in a company, you know, in a company of friends, and they are, you know, drinking the beer or vodka, Russian vodka, they really love to laugh a lot. In the same time, you never know what's better when the person smiles every time.
Yeah.
Or when the person smiles only when he really wants to smile, and
I mean it.
you know that it have a special meaning. Like, yeah, the person really loves something. So who knows? When I came here to the United States, I already noticed for myself some differences and some things in common. But if talk about the differences, when I asking for myself, is it good or not? I really can't to respond this question. I think that actually differences, it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just maybe that's even great that in Russia we have one things and in America you have another things. So who knows? It's not bad, not good, but just different. Okay. Let's say today in my video I was when we were visiting the metro. I have seen that you have a lot of homeless people inside of metro.
Yeah.
This is something what you will not meet in Moscow at all. Or if it will happen, so the police will clear it pretty soon. Because okay, so you, nobody against homeless, but metro is just not the place the place for homeless, because there are a lot of people around, so they can be like a source for the you know, infections. But in the same time, maybe just the American government wants to show with this that they care even about homeless people, so they let them to stay in the metro or so. And I really don't know what's the right thing, what's better. You know, I don't know.
I noticed that too, though. When I was in Moscow, the metro is beautiful, it's clean, it's efficient. And now that you mention it, yeah, there's no homeless people. Or yeah, in New York, there.
I also already told in my videos that, you know, in New York City, subway is just a source to get from point A to point B, and nothing more than that. It's have just a very practical meaning. In Russia, all the metro stations, or at least almost all the subway stations, it's just a piece of art.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
It's, yeah, absolutely. So
I agree.
In New York, you have one metro. In Moscow, we have another. The main thing that both of them are making perfectly their function of delivering people from one point to another point. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but Moscow's is prettier. I like Moscow's better. It's efficient, it's clean, it's beautiful, it's...
New York City is pretty beautiful, beautiful. But in Moscow, just more of the historical things. You can read this city like a book of history. Let's say Kremlin. Do you know that Kremlin already exists for like several hundreds of years? You know, the St. Basil's Cathedral, like built in 1564 or so. Well, actually 5 centuries ago, and it's still staying there, you know. And at the same time, GUM department store built in the 19th century. And if you will look at the Four Seasons Hotel, it built just you know, several decades ago. Maybe you had any negative things in Moscow or what?
Not really. Everybody was very friendly, except at one Burger King where I went, where the girl rolled her eyes at me when I said "Angliski," and she sighs and rolls her eyes. I tried ordering a Vapor E free. I said, and she says something I didn't understand. So I said "Angliski," and politely I said "Angliski," and she sighs and directs me to another register. That was like the only negative experience. Everybody else was friendly and nice, and I loved it.
Why I asked you about negative, because the one thing I really don't want talk about it, and I hate talk about it, the politics. But just for the last 2-3 weeks, I really got overwhelmed with questions about the politics, about Putin, United States, Clinton, Trump, Syria, nuclear bombs, like a new Cold War. And so people even was telling me, like non-Americans, like, hey, why you go to the enemy? And I really got tired explaining that this is just a fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Well, maybe, you know, Putin, Hillary, Obama, maybe they have problems with each other, but damn, we are the people. If they can't get along, we can get it along. And when I came here and see all these people, at least in New York, they don't fucking care, you know? They are just living their life.
Exactly.
So, definitely, and when they heard Russian speech, or when they were asking me, where are you from? And I was telling Russia, and nobody even was telling me about, oh, Russia, Putin, and so. I think that mostly this is just a very little percent of Americans who are getting involved in the politics. But anyway, this is just so stupid, you know, relates just the usual people with what happens in the Russian government, and no matter if I agree with this or not. Same about the Americans. Why the hell? But you Adam, why I have to relate that guys with you? So this is just a stupid, you know?
Governments divide. Governments always divide. They don't want everybody united and happy and all that. But people get along quite well. I have friends in Russia too.
This is what insults me most of all. When people say Russia, but actually suppose only the Russian government or vice versa. So, and I think that you know, many people just in Russia also, you know, when they were knowing that you're an American, was not telling you, hey, go to Obama and say get the fuck out or so.
Yeah, nobody gave me any crap.
No.
If anything, the Americans, some of my friends that knew I was going to Russia warned me about all sorts of stereotypes and stupid stuff about Soviet Union stuff, is what they still picture. About camps and...
This is so outdated thing, you know. I think that's even Obama and Clinton and Trump and wherever, they perfectly understand this, but they just use it as some kind of tool, you know.
Yes. They don't care.
Thank you very much for this interview that you gave to my channel. I'm really glad that you came to the Central Park, to the Strawberry Fields area. Strawberry Fields forever. Let me take you down, cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Well, are you a Beatles or Rolling Stone person?
Not really.
I'm Beatles person for sure. So I'm glad that I came to that place. even in a dark time, I have seen that John Lennon memorial, you know, that circle with the caption "Imagine" in it. Really, I'm glad that you came. Excuse me, guys, that I have warned, I announced this to you just for like 4 or 5 hours before the time. Okay, chin. Stay tuned and keep watching. Never forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you.